Hey guys, so as you can see, I'm standing up and I'm wearing my daytime clothes today, not my pajamas. Um, and so what that means is it's a good health day. And what a good health day means is we're gonna do something that you guys have been asking me a whole lot about on my Instagram reels, but I haven't ever addressed on YouTube. Now, real quick, while we're talking about Instagram, as of yesterday, I hit 10,000 followers. Woo! And that's been a goal of mine for a while now. When I started the page at the end of 2019, I didn't expect to have 10 followers, more or less 10,000. Um, I was just like, oh, this is just a nice little thing to do for myself. And I got really involved in the doll community, found a lot of joy in it. And just from interacting with you guys and being so inspired, like I managed to actually get 10,000 followers. And when I set that goal, it was really to give myself something to aspire to because it wasn't something I was ever able to do in my photography career. Um, I wasn't great with social media just because I didn't have a lot of free time in between like the heavy workload I was constantly taking on and like just how bad my home life was. So to be able to do that in a healthier environment and a healthier place in life and to apply myself to something and really be able to meet a goal was a huge deal to me. I don't want to thank everybody who followed me over there for making it something that was tangible and that I could really do. If it weren't for you guys, well, I wouldn't have 10,000 followers. So, as for my next goal, it's going to be to get 10,000 followers here on YouTube, which means I got to step up and work really hard. So I'm going to try really hard not to skip any more weeks of videos, but I think it was really hard because it's like, what do I do when I don't have anything to dye? So I looked at some of the stuff that you guys asked me a whole lot about on Instagram. Now, if you've met me, even if you haven't, if you followed me long enough, you know I have the attention span of a goldfish cracker. I was recently diagnosed with ADHD and OCD and PTSD, and the combination of all the letters is pretty wild. So I forget stuff a lot. So I tried looking back and I was like, what do I get asked about? A whole bunch. One of the most popular reels I have, in fact, all of my most popular reels on Instagram are these reels where I have my entire Rainbow High collection all the way down on the bed. Now, if you follow me, you probably know I collect a lot more than just Rainbow High, but they're what gets everybody's attention. I always get people telling me, like, they want to see my other collections, etc. Whenever I post that stuff, like, nobody comments. Like, I'll have, like, 50 likes, no comments, or maybe, like, one comment. Like, it's just not popular and it's not something that enough people take an interest in, but I will kind of give you guys a glimpse at some of it today. The most popular question I get asked is, how do you keep it all clean? How long does it take you to dust it? How long does it take for you to take all of this down and wipe everything down and then put it all back up? Now, as you guys know, dust is something none of us can avoid. Unless you have one of those houses where you have an entire wall of glass enclosed cases, you're not avoiding dust on your dolls. Like, realistically, most of us come from middle to lower income, collections. A lot of us aren't like super, super, super rich, so we don't have everything perfectly enclosed in glass. And if you're like me and you're a pet owner, keeping stuff clean became even harder. Even though he doesn't really get up on the shelves anymore, when he was younger he did. He'd get up and he'd walk across their legs and flip them all off the shelves like that in order to wake me up and let me know that it was time for him to eat. Now, mind you, he has dry food, but Sausage really loves snacks, and there's these things called little soups, and they're little soup things for cats, and he gets twice a day, and if you are late, he will knock everything over that he can to make sure that you wake up and come feed him. So that's really fun. In fact, today he is on the bed and I left my door open a crack just so that it wouldn't be like last video with like the digging of little kitty nails, but he's a huge part of my life and so is his hair. I don't think I've had a single outfit ever that isn't covered in cat hair. Like, this one's not too bad today, but I even have cat hair in my car, like in the dashboard. He's never been there. Like, he's been in my car, but in his little cloth carrier, like, not roaming loose. And there's cat hair everywhere. So, yeah, if you have a dog or a cat, especially if you're a long-haired cat owner, whew, you guys have it rough. He doesn't even have that long of hair and he's a mess. So dusting is super important. It can make your doll's hair sticky over time. It can make their clothes dingy. It can make their shoes weirdly sticky. It's like a very unsavory thing, and it can even discolor parts of your dolls from what I'm told. So I personally, when I dust, I go around the whole room with a feather duster at least once a week, you know, kind of dust off the tops of their heads, their laps for the ones that are sitting, get in those corners, get the cobwebs out, all of that kind of stuff. And then once every like 6 to 8 weeks, when I have a really good health day, I take everything down one wall at a time, because I have dolls on all 4 walls. And so the reels that you guys had seen were the Rainbow High dolls, which I have the most of currently. And that's in part because I have like a crap ton of Monster High dolls, even though I sold a lot of them off over the years because I got out of Monster High and needed the room for other stuff. It's a lot. All of those are still in totes. I never finished getting the 2 shelves for this wall that they go on painted last year before the weather got cold. And we have a lot of rain where I live. We have a lot of high humidity, temperatures that just kind of range from like 90 to 40 in the same week. And so it can be kind of a pain, but you know, I was painting as fast as I can, letting stuff dry and then going back in with a second coat, sometimes a third. So I didn't get those 2 done, but this wall is usually almost all Monster High. And then there's like a couple of smaller lines, which I'm going to show you guys. Like, I'll give you a brief tour here in a minute. That wall is all OMG, which is like the smaller wall, the one across from me. Just because where the door opens, my husband didn't want shelves behind there in case we needed to open the door all the way. Plus our closet is on that side, and it's one of those wide, like with the folding accordion doors. So it takes up quite a bit of wall space. This wall is like Barbie Extras, Bratzillas, Ever After High, stuff like that. But there's a huge window there. And then in between the closet and that window, there's like a little corner space that's got a couple of smaller doll lines on it. A lot of stuff sitting over there I still need to dress because I'll explain when we go on tour. And then again, this whole wall is Rainbow High. Now I get asked a lot, how long does it take just to do this wall, since this is the biggest wall with the most dolls? And to take them all down, lay them out on the bed, and then just wipe down the shelves. You know what, just to take them all down and lay them on the bed takes me about 2 to 2.5 hours of climbing down up and down off a chair, trying to reach the ones on the top. Now the ones that are sitting, I can kind of grab them by their feet and just pull them off, but the ones standing up against the wall, I'm not quite tall. Even on tippy toes, like I might be able to pull them down. I'm not getting them back up, not without like a step ladder or a little chair to stand on. So my thighs be burning at the end of the night, like full workout. But so it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to get them all down. Then I have to go in and dust. I get like they make baby wipes that are non-alcohol. They're all water. I use that to wipe down all of the shelves, get them all clean. I'll usually wipe down like the tops of their hair, maybe the fronts of their little outfits or their tops of their shoes so that it doesn't get sticky. And then it takes another 2 to 2.5 hours to put them all back up. So you're looking at like an 8-hour day for this one wall, at least. Sometimes more, depending on how long it takes me to wipe all of them down. Sometimes I'll get like tired in between and need a break. Most of the time I try to just keep going, because if I start as soon as Bear leaves for work, I might, if I don't take any breaks, I might be able to get them all back up before he gets home, because he has just enough like of a commute to go to work that it gives me that little bit of extra time in case I start to fall behind or if I start to get tired and slow down some. So, you know, yeah, you're looking at like, and that doesn't even include the other walls. All the other walls don't take me nearly as long. It might take me like an hour to an hour and a half to get them all down and lay them out. I think the OMG wall takes obviously the least amount of time because there's the least on it. But yeah, it can be a struggle. So I'm going to show you guys around really quickly, and I'm going to give you a realistic look. Like, okay, hear me out. Having multiple chronic illnesses, even with as much as I clean, just as much stuff as we own, even if I weren't sickly, takes up a lot of my room. But it is unrealistic to think that I'm not going to have days where I'm just going to sit wherever thinking I'll get it later. and then just be too sick to get it later. You know, I'm a real person, not an influencer, so I don't go through all this trouble to like present this unrealistic view that makes me look fancier than what I am, because I'm not trying to sell you anything. What you see is what you get. Sorry about that. I feel like you're getting ripped off, but you know. All right, you guys, let's take that tour right quick. Okay, you guys, so this is my OMG wall. It is the smallest area of dolls that I have. I've got the regular sized ones, and then at the bottom I've got the fierce and the tweens. You know, I usually set my camera up here when I'm not using it. My husband sets all kinds of stuff in these corners, stuff that he needs for this and that. He puts the dog cookies up there because her crate's right below these shelves, that kind of stuff. And then we have my closet, but I'm not going to show you that because it's an actual mess because I'm in the middle of redoing it. Alright, guys, in this corner, you can see my poor naked Mycenes that I've been meaning to dress and haven't had a chance. I've got my Pulips, some Na 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 teens, some Moxie teens who are also sadly naked. Just, I forget what they call these. So they're made out of Num Nom heads, and then the bodies are Boxy girls. And the girl who I got mine from called them Breakfast Club, and then I went and found the rest of the heads and started making more. I'm not done yet, though. I want to have all of them. I'm not going to lie. I've got my Pinky Coopers. There's some Hujos back there. A little Apple doll. My little Laura figures that you see me talking about all the time on Instagram because I love them. Alright, above the closet, I've got a bunch of Lala Loopsies. Got some little Hello Kitty figures up there. Okay, so that big gap, you can see where my Monster Highs are supposed to be, and that one runs all the way to the door. And that was before I got all these boxed ones and whatever. I'm not going to talk too much about those because you guys know how I feel about how dirty Mattel Creations did their ordering stuff for people, especially for my overseas friends and just everybody, really. But I have my G3s, I have some Failfix, some Minnie Mouse. I've got these girls that don't stand up very well, and I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do with them all yet. Mermaids, I guess. I got some Harry Potter, some, what are those girls called? Lala Loopsy girls. Then we get to the big wall. That's all Rainbow High, and I've got some Squishmallows everywhere. Here, there's giant Hello Kitty ones under there. Still organizing my closet. I started on it, got sidetracked, and never did it again. Lara Jemaya over here, buried under more Squishmallows. Even their house is kind of a mess, honestly, because I started redoing it, and then I decided I wanted wallpaper and do flooring for it. And then I forgot, or got busy, or both. Alright, so some more Rainbow High, and then over there, you can see my husband's model that he got for Christmas that he still hasn't put together yet. And then, yeah, there's some Barbie Extras, some Ever After High, some Bridezillas, Hair Amazings, some Wild Hearts Crew, some of those little Sanrio things, a bunch of other random stuff. I sit stuff everywhere. Let me tell you. Now, the best part of my room is this part right here. So you can see this is all stuffed animals, and there's like a billion layers of them right here. And then this is my favorite one. Say hi. Yeah, he's all right. And then here's my bed. It's a queen size. We're about to be taking all these Rainbow High babies down and laying them out on the bed. Okay, you guys, I am about half an hour in, and this is how much room that just the top shelf worth of dolls takes. That's like half of my bed. And that is just series 1 through series 5. As you can see, I don't even have all of series 5. I just got Kim. I still need Olivia. I still need Michelle, and I still need to be able to dye those 3 as well as get regular ones. So yeah, that's a lot of space for just that one shelf. Alright, on to shelf 2. Okay, you guys, at this point I am 2 shelves deep, and they're literally like laying almost neck deep on each other. And I don't have a whole lot of room left, so we're gonna do some praying. Now, I'm not going to make you guys sit there and watch me take these down one after one. Even a sped up version, honestly, is probably really tedious. Plus, I want to be able to have the fan on and listen to some music. I make this a little more enjoyable, at least as much as I can. So this is what everybody looks like, all laid out on a queen size bed. I've got them pretty much like neck deep, and I still got a little bit of room here that'll be just enough, I think, for the rest of the junior highs, Paris Hilton, and a couple of other ones I'm still missing. Alright, I'm gonna show you what the shelves look like. And here's what the shelves look like with all of my rainbow highs down. I've been making really good use of the box backs. I'm assuming over my winter break will be where our new the runway dolls that are supposed to come out are going to be. There's a spot for some more junior highs or whatever they put out. Technically, where those little flamingos are, that's another shelf under there if I had to fit more rainbow highs. But as you can tell, I'm starting to kind of run low on room. So I'm going to put everybody back up for now. After we dust, let's go through that right quick. You can see all of my empty shelves now. Like I said, I've got box backs up there as little background things. Now I'm going to take this handy dandy feather duster. I'm going to go in my corners, along my shelves, do all of that. You've seen everybody laid out on the bed. Like, they already take up almost an entire queen size bed. And I am not even remotely close to done yet. So I do have a nice little chair to stand on, which means I'm going to take my shoes off. I got this really cute... The height difference was unexpected, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, so... Whoop. Okay. Now I have to go to the other side and do the same thing, and then I usually take like a wet wipe and just wipe them down right quick. But I'm not gonna make you guys watch me get up and down 50 million more times. We're gonna go over what I wiped down on the dolls. Okay, so I did put my shoes back on, so I'm a little taller again. Look, let me start off by saying I am like 5'7 3/4, almost 5'8. So like I'm not even short for a girl. Like technically I'm kind of tall for a girl. And these boots, I mean, I guess they're a little thick. Alright, never mind. I was gonna say they're not even that thick, but I was not expecting to just drop down the way I did at all. Okay, so what I usually do is after I kind of give the shelves a light wipe, I'll take and just run a wipe over their hair, make sure it's shiny, there's no dusties, wipe off any cat hair that is on their dress, because it floats in the air and gets everywhere. And then I'll usually kind of, since some of them do sit, especially like the custom ones, like I will go through and just like wipe off their legs and shoes just for any dust that kind of, you know, falls through the air. And I mean, really, dust is kind of gross if you think about it. It's like hair, dead skin cells, like all kinds of stuff that you probably don't want just laying around on your dolls at all, more or less for a long period of time. It can make them sticky, gross, etc. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause and put all these back up because I have to get that done, and I have like 2 hours left before Bear gets home, and that doesn't include the time it takes for me to make his breakfast. So yes, we're just like such a weird schedule. Like it's nighttime right now, and so like I'm wide awake, but that means that bedtime is like 9 a.m. Sometimes you guys will see me on Instagram at like noon because I can't sleep. Yeah, so here's hoping that's not today though, but there's still a lot left to do, and I have to get all these guys put back up. But I will film a little more just to show you guys what it looks like when it's all nice and back up and organized, because when I showed you the wall originally, like some of them were kind of slumped over, and it's just one of those things where like if I pull one down to photograph them or like restyle them, if I don't want to have to pull out the chair and turn on the light and risk waking up Bear, and I'm awake during the day and I want to do some stuff before I go to sleep, or you know, it's nighttime and everybody else in the house is trying to sleep and I'm not trying to be noisy. Like, I'll just kind of pop them back up wherever I can fit them, and sometimes in a hurry and they flop over, that kind of stuff. So I will show you what it looks like when they're all nice and neat and I don't have the stuffed animals and stuff on there yet. So yeah, let me get these right back up. And like I said, I could film it, but I know even sped up, you guys do not want to spend 2 sped up hours, because it would still be like 20 minutes of me just climbing up and down, up and down, up and down, because that's pretty boring. But yeah, so that's really all I do though. Like, it's nothing crazy, it's just that it takes such an immense amount of time. And even though I got these guys done tonight, and it took me like the last it's been like 5 hours so far, yeah, something like that. I don't know, it's been a while. I still have a night of this wall, which luckily isn't that much since I don't have this last 2 shelves up, but on the nights when I actually have all my Monster Highs up, like, it's gonna be bad. Like, I already know it's gonna be bad. I have a night of this wall and a night of that wall. It's like 4 crazy nights of dusting. And sometimes I can get more than one side done a night. It just kind of depends on how much energy I have and like how tired I already am. But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna put these babies back up here in just a second and I'll let you guys see what it looks like. Okay, you guys. Like, I have 5 minutes before Bear pulls into the driveway, and I just finished. The sun is up. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm ready for bed because it's my bedtime almost. We'll probably eat breakfast and then head to bed. But yeah, this is what my shelves look like when they're all up there. Okay, so you can see where the first shelf at the very top, season 5 will finish out that, and then maybe if there's like a special or something that can fit up there, because I feel like even with the last 2 of series 5, series 6 is not gonna fit, but something will have to go there. On the second shelf where you see Cheer and Winter Break is where the Runway Girls will go. Below those I have Rainbow Vision, and then I don't know what's going to go at the end of that. Probably whatever little smaller special they release next or whatever. We have Junior High on the bottom of that side. This side we have Pacific Coast and the specials. Somewhere in there I'm going to squeeze everybody around just a tiny bit and probably put Paris Hilton. And then below that we have all of Shadow High series 1 and 2. And below that, Costume Ball. And honestly, Costume Ball probably could have fit next to Rainbow Vision, but since they were kind of a mix of Shadow High and Rainbow High as well, and technically I guess they should go with Rainbow Vision, shouldn't they? Who knows, maybe they'll get moved around, but for now, I am done. I'm so ready for bed. You can probably see I am glistening, like, even with the fan on, just getting up and down, up and down, up and down to put them back up. Whew. I'm not gonna need to go to the gym for like the next week because I like worked out the core, the legs, the arms, reaching, all of it. But they're back up. You guys saw they're in their home. Everything's good to go. I guess the final questions I'm gonna answer for you guys. Is it overwhelming? Yes. Sometimes just thinking about it, like just thinking, oh man, it's about gonna be that time soon, gets me overwhelmed. Like, but I know that that's a very like first world, like privileged problem to have, is, oh, I have too many dolls and I have to keep them clean, you know. So I feel kind of dumb complaining. I try to look at it as a bonding experience, because, you know, I'm wiping down the little faces. Well, you know, since I've got them down, I might as well do that restyle I've been looking to do, or I found that shoe I dropped last time I had them down, I can put it back on this one now. The amount of times I knock a shoe or earring off and then it just falls to the floor amongst everything, like somewhere near the dollhouse or in a pile of stuffed animals or under this chair, that thing. I'll probably be finding doll shoes and earrings just randomly everywhere for like another week or 2. I'll probably find some in the blankets, and they weren't even in my bed, like they were on it, but somehow like you'll crawl into bed and you'll find one in the sheet. Like, I don't know what that is. But, you know, I'm very lucky to have so many dolls, and even though it is really exhausting keeping them clean, like, it's not the worst problem I could have, and I know that. And so I think for anybody who has a lot of dolls, yeah, it's overwhelming, and yeah, it's exhausting, and you know, you start to do stuff where your family comes first and you have work and or school or whatever, and you start to spend less and less time with them. And I think that in a lot of ways, cleaning them and like dusting them is just a really nice rebonding experience, you know? It allows you to go back and just have those few moments to appreciate them again. And I think that's a really nice thing. So hopefully you guys will have enjoyed this video, and you can follow me on Instagram for more pictures of these guys and other content. I definitely hope to keep making videos and rolling along and getting better at it. Now I think that I've reached that goal on Instagram, I have a lot more time where I can just be like, okay, now it's time to focus on YouTube more. So yeah, I appreciate everything you guys have done, following me everywhere, here, there, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. I'm always really, really grateful. If you guys have any questions about a dye or a restyle, like where do I get an outfit piece or shoes or how do I do a certain hairstyle, always comment. I'm more than happy to answer. I don't gatekeep. There's no point in me knowing how to do things or doing fun things if I can't share it with somebody. That's kind of my outlook on it. So yeah, give me those comments, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.